Peace. So I wanted to talk to you about this herb today. This is the wild garlic mustard. Okay. And I've been waiting on this plant to come up. It's in the Brassica family. It's related to the mustard, but it's a wild one. And it's an invasive species also. But it's also high in nutrients, uh, minerals, potassium, selenium, copper, magnesium, okay, chlorophyll, vitamin C, very high in vitamin C, um, A, and some of the B, all right, vitamins, also omega-3 fatty acids, right? And the best thing that you could do, one of the best things that you could do for your environment is to pluck this weed and eat it because it's invasive. All right, the seeds spread with the wind. See how early she blooming? It's early in the spring and it's so cold out here that most of the plant life, the native plant life, isn't germinated yet, right? So these plants will grow up early in the spring, let their seeds out, and the seeds blow in the wind. And or even if you come and cut the grass, you knocking all of them seeds everywhere, right? And it's a biannual plant. So the first year it won't look like this. It'll be smaller, low to the ground. Second year it'll come up tall, produce a lot of seeds, and blow everywhere. But because it grows so early in the season, it blocks out all of the other plants. By the time the other plants are ready to grow, it's nice and tall, blocking out sun, sucking up a bunch of nutrients. Okay. So one of the best things you can do is eat it. It's recommended to eat this green very early while it's young. So this is young. As soon as they coming up is the best time to take them. And like I said, it's an invasive species and will take over and block all of the native species, thus destroying the ecosystem, right? So eat it. The root tastes like horseradish. The tops taste like a bitter garlic mustard green. Okay. And like I said, it has a lot of minerals, nutrients, vitamins, and omega-3s. And that's because these wild plants are able to take more nutrients from the soil than our cultivated plants. That's just because they're more in their original state. Like I stated before, all plants have relationships to certain minerals and nutrients in the soil. So certain plants pull this and other plants pull that. Well, when you get back to your wild original species that haven't been cultivated, crossbred, and all of this type of stuff, they still maintain those original traits, which allow them to suck up a whole lot of different nutrients and minerals. All right, that's from plant to plant, depending upon the plant species, what it can do to the soil and what it can extract from the soil. And the plants extract minerals, nutrients from the soil, convert them into soluble um, minerals, nutrients, and that you can absorb. You can't eat soil and absorb the minerals and nutrients that's in the soil. You can't eat a rock and absorb the calcium and phosphorus and magnesium from a rock, but plants can. Okay, they eat rocks, minerals, nutrients. They produce chemicals in the roots that can dissolve just about anything over the matter of time and turn it into something useful. All right, but it's contained in the leaves or in its fruit. So wild garlic mustard, extremely high in vitamin C, potassium, selenium, magnesium, copper. All right, and I found this one pulling up a bunch of Egyptian walkers. All right, I found a patch of walkers around the corner, so I just been slowly digging them up because they abandoned and they where somebody's backyard used to be, And just because you tear down a house 20 years ago, and they don't generally dig the backyards up, so all of these had like 15, 20 years to just be growing. It's a huge patch. All right. What made me go and get my walkers today was I was in the pantry and I seen all these onions. So I was like, whoa, look at that. And I was going to talk about the onions, how was one onion, but onions spread. Allium spread. The name of the family is an allium. All right, you got tulips and daffodils and all bulbous type of plants are allium, and they spread. So even though this particular onion will say, "Oh, that's somebody, that onion dead. Throw that onion away." This one onion has now produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onions within itself. All right, I got it. It has split. It has split its own self. So this can be torn down to its actual root. That can be grown with that can be grown, or I could split it again and grow 2 of them. And the key is to try to get some of that root on both of them. Bam. So now I split that and I got 2. But in that one onion, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 6 out of 1. So you don't necessarily have to throw your onions away. You can, just because it's looking bad, if it got some life growing out of it, take it and plant it, you know? But all of those onions, pal. And that's how these walkers do. They just keep spreading and spreading, walking and walking. Except they don't get fat bulbs like that. But like I stated before in another video, they will shallot. They'll get like a shallot size if you space them out. But they tend to be growing so thick, they just grow like farmer's onions. But plant identification is everything. That's your wild garlic mustard. You should eat these greens, juice these greens, bam. But do it when they're young. Because as they older, they become to develop a cyanide. Okay, they just, not a lot, but trace amounts. So we eat the herb when it's younger, before it has the time to convert whatever it is in the soil. It converts into cyanide. Peace.